Hazlitt affirms in his book, Thinking is a Science, that most people are not thinkers. I love his observation. If there's a problem and they need a solution, they want to look it up. In today's world, we'll just Google it. Well, most of the problems facing entrepreneurs and economists are not in Google. They have to be thought about. They have to be designed. One of the things that's true about legitimate entrepreneurs, they can aspirationally have goals and things they want to achieve, but we don't pretend that we know how to achieve them. We work on them for very long periods of time before they come to fruition. So we are essentially very often working in the unknown, and that's what we need to prepare students for. So we have many institutions suppressing thinking, demanding compliance, politically correct, non-thinking, popular culture. All this undermines entrepreneurial America. Entrepreneurial America is where our prosperity comes from. I like to tell our students and our interns and our employees, how you think will determine your future. As we know, too many of them aren't thinking. Someone else is determining their future, essentially. So good thinking and cooperation are cornerstones and are critical to progress in life. Hazlitt was a great thinker by analyzing the long-term consequences of economic policies such as tariffs, monetary and fiscal policy. He knew that thinking would have major consequences for good or for evil. In his book, The Failure of the New Economics, he masterfully refutes Lord Keynes' theories, essentially calling them poor thinking, bad thinking. Two great thinkers of the 20th century were the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers were successful in flight for one primary reason. They knew that once the plane got into the air, it had to fly with the help of the pilot. Our friend, financed by the government, Samuel Langley, tried to pole vault the plane into the air, assuming it would fly. And the Wright brothers said, it won't fly, it'll just go down. That's exactly what happened. So the Wright brothers, on their own nickel, with their own inventiveness and their own scientific discovery, invented flying with no government money. And with a lot of government money, Samuel Langley couldn't even understand the basis of flight. Although they did name a base after him, I don't know why. So thinking skills are the greatest skill of the entrepreneur. You can know all kinds of things. I mean, you can go to school and get PhDs and know all types of things. It won't make you an entrepreneur. It won't make you a great economist. But thinking skills might, if you think long and hard enough. This would certainly be affirmed by Peterson, Hazlitt, and Mises. The greatest resource, as described by Julian Simon, a great economist, is the human mind. And do we focus on the human mind? No, we focus on the human mind only to the extent that it can memorize and recite information. Thinkers in business applied new principles called exit and disruption. Think of technology as Balaji Srinivasan in genomics and mobile money, Uber, Airbnb, self-driving cars. So exit is going to take so many existing industries and they're going to be gone. They're not going to exist as we know them today. These are radical thinkers, but they're good thinkers, and they're thinking very, very long term. Harvard business professor Clayton Christensen is one of the best thinkers on disruption. And essentially, disruption is a change in the way we approach an existing industry. He describes it so well, and he uses Nucor Steel as one example. So you have an upstart company, nobody worries about them. Nucor begins to produce steel. Bethlehem thinks they're a joke. U.S. Steel thinks they're a joke. They're perfectly happy to cede portions of the market to them. Pretty soon, Nucor keeps coming up. Now, who would have thought in 1960 that Ken Iverson, sitting in a small office in Charlotte, would create the largest steel company in the United States of America today, larger than U.S. Steel? I had the great pleasure to meet Ken Iverson in the mid-90s, and I had a chance to actually interview him. And I realized when I talked to him, this guy's the real deal. He's a deep thinker. He's got it figured out. And the work that Ken Iverson did essentially changed the world of steel in the United States. It's a great story.